Life is not easy. It never was, and it never will be. You can pray, plan, and prepare all you want, but at the end of the day, life will still throw punches that will knock the wind out of you. You will cry some nights you never thought you would. You will lose things you thought you couldn't live without. And sometimes you will look in the mirror and not even recognize the person staring back. But that's the part nobody tells you. That's where strength is born. Life is not about avoiding the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain even when the thunder feels unbearable. Every scar you carry has a story, and every story has a lesson you will need to survive the next round. Pain isn't a punishment, it's a signal that you are evolving. Every time life breaks you, it's trying to rebuild you into someone stronger. When you go through something that hurts deeply, it means you are being stretched into a version of yourself that can handle more. You don't grow in comfort, you grow in struggle. Every scar on your heart is evidence that you survived something meant to destroy you. Think about it. If life had been easy, you'd still be small, weak, and unaware of what you are capable of. Pain tests your limits so you can discover them. You might be walking through heartbreak right now, feeling like nobody understands the depth of what you are going through. But every tear is shaping your soul, teaching you resilience you didn't know you had. Pain is like a sculptor. It chips away the excess and reveals the masterpiece underneath. Sometimes the pain feels unfair, overwhelming, and impossible to endure. But notice that with every trial, you are learning patience, courage, and determination. Life isn't hard to punish you. It's hard to prepare you. Even when the world seems against you, pain reminds you that you are alive, that you feel, that you care. And feeling deeply is not weakness. It's proof of your humanity. You are being tested not to fail, but to rise. It's okay to acknowledge that it hurts. It's okay to admit the struggle, but never allow it to define you. Your growth is waiting on the other side of the pain, and every moment of suffering is a step closer to becoming stronger. Pain is temporary, but the strength it builds is permanent. You will look back one day and realize the very thing that hurt you the most was the same thing that set you apart. You might look at other people's lives and think they have got it all figured out, but truth be told, everybody's fighting something behind the scenes. The person smiling in public could be crying in silence. The one posting about success might be struggling to hold their life together. Nobody's journey is smooth. It's just that some people don't quit when it gets rough. Some fight silently, while others let their struggle shape them into stronger versions of themselves. Life hits everyone, but only the resilient keep walking forward. It's easy to feel isolated when you are going through tough times, like nobody else understands your struggle. But the reality is you are not alone. Everyone faces storms, though the size and type of storm differ. It's not about comparing pain, it's about facing yours head on. You will meet people who claim life is easy or who pretend they have it all together. Don't be fooled. Their battles are just invisible to you. Life doesn't pick favorites. It challenges everyone, and those challenges are meant to shape character. The next time you feel like life is unfair, remember that everybody has battles you can't see. Stop envying someone else's journey and start embracing your own. Hardship is universal, but your response to it is unique. People who succeed are not those who avoid problems, but those who persevere through them. Strength comes from facing what's hard, not from escaping it. When you start seeing struggle as a natural part of life, rather than a personal attack, it changes your perspective. You stop complaining, start learning, and begin building resilience that will carry you further than comfort ever could. Sometimes you will look up and ask, "Why me?" And you won't get an answer, not right away. But there will come a day when you look back and realize everything that broke you actually built you. That door that closed, that job you lost, that person who walked away. It all had a reason. You are not supposed to understand everything while you are in the storm. The purpose of the storm is to prepare you for the destination. You can't see clearly in the middle of it, but that doesn't mean the plan isn't working. Life has a way of testing patience. You may feel stuck, lost, or abandoned. But those moments are exactly when your character is being refined. The process is hidden, the results are invisible, but they are happening. Sometimes the pain doesn't make sense, and that's okay. You won't always get the explanation in time, and sometimes the only thing you can do is trust the process. The storm may feel endless, but it eventually clears, revealing a path you couldn't have imagined. Faith isn't believing that life is fair, it's believing that life has a purpose. Even when nothing seems logical, Trust that the challenges are shaping you for something greater than what you can see right now. You will meet moments in life that feel random, unfair, and devastating. Those moments are part of the design, part of the plan to mold your heart, sharpen your mind, and prepare you for the life you are destined to lead. Understanding comes in hindsight. Keep moving forward even when the road seems unclear. Every step you take in faith is a step toward clarity, growth, and triumph. Life will hit you hard, and your first instinct might be to stop, to sit down and give up. But hear me, if you quit every time it gets tough, you will never see what was waiting on the other side of the struggle. Nothing meaningful in life comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to test you, because only those who can push through the pain are ready for the prize. You have got dreams that nobody else can chase for you. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you. They are there to measure how badly you want it. Your level of persistence will determine your level of success. It's tempting to walk away when the pressure mounts. But the person who endures hardship without giving up discovers the strength they didn't know existed. It's in the struggle that champions are made. Every time you feel like quitting, remind yourself why you started. Your past sacrifices, late nights and early mornings all count for something. They were not in vain, and quitting now would undo all of it. Hardship is not the enemy, it's the proving ground. It's where you learn discipline, resilience, and determination. Quitting only guarantees failure. Enduring gives you a chance at greatness. Even when your body is tired, your mind is exhausted, and your heart feels defeated, remember that quitting is not an option. You were built to withstand more than you think. Most people don't realize the power they carry within themselves. They look at their struggles and say, I can't do this, or I'm not strong enough, forgetting all the battles they have already survived. The truth is, your strength isn't measured by what's easy for you. It's measured by what you have endured and how you have kept going despite it. Every challenge, every setback, every heartbreak has been secretly building the warrior that lives inside of you. Think about the moments when life hit you hard, the kind of blows that left you questioning your worth and your purpose. Maybe it was a job loss, a broken relationship, or the betrayal of someone you trusted. Most people would have given up in that moment, but not you. You made it through, and surviving that is proof that your strength is deeper than you give yourself credit for. Strength is not loud. It doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it shows up quietly, in the mornings when you drag yourself out of bed despite exhaustion, in the nights when you lie awake worrying but refuse to let fear dictate your actions. Strength is the courage to keep moving when no one is watching, when no one believes in you, and when everything inside of you is screaming to stop. Every tear you have shed, every sleepless night, every moment you felt defeated has contributed to your inner fortitude. Those moments felt heavy and unbearable, but they were teaching you something essential, that you are capable of withstanding more than you ever thought possible. Pain and struggle were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to awaken your resilience. There have been times when the world told you no, and your own mind whispered, you can't. Yet somehow, you found the courage to keep walking. That's a strength. It doesn't lie in never falling. It lies in refusing to stay down. The people who look strong from the outside often have scars you can't see, and every scar is proof that they survived. You are no different. Look back on everything you have overcome. Remember the moments when you felt like giving up but pushed through anyway. Each one of those moments was a brick in the foundation of the person you are becoming. Life might keep testing you, but every test is evidence that you already have what it takes to endure, to rise, and to continue growing. The next time you doubt yourself, remember this: your strength isn't measured by what you can control or what comes easily. It's measured by your ability to endure the storms, to keep taking steps forward even when your body and mind scream to stop, and to survive the struggles that were meant to break you. You have been proving your power all along, even when you didn't know it, and that power is far greater than you realize. Life has a way of teaching lessons that comfort never could. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you encounter is shaping the person you are becoming. Struggle is the hammer, and your spirit is the steel. Without it, you remain soft, untested, and unaware of what you are capable of enduring. Character isn't built in easy seasons, it's forged in the heat of adversity. Think about the times when you felt completely out of control, when your plans failed, when someone betrayed your trust, or when circumstances seemed impossible. Those moments weren't meant to punish you. They were meant to stretch you, to test your patience, to teach you resilience. The struggle forces you to confront who you really are when the world isn't looking. You will notice that when life is smooth, it doesn't demand much from you. You coast through and you may feel successful, but there's no depth, no wisdom, and no real growth. Struggle strips you of illusions, exposes your weaknesses, and forces you to find the strength you didn't know you had. Every time you endure difficulty, you become a person who can handle more, love deeper, and stand taller. Sometimes the pain of struggle feels unbearable. You question why it's happening, why it's so hard, and why it won't let up. But those are the exact moments when your character is being built. You learn patience when waiting for answers. You learn courage when fear whispers, give up. You learn discipline when temptation says, take the easy way. Struggle also teaches humility. When things are going perfectly, it's easy to take credit and feel invincible. But when life knocks you down, you learn the value of empathy, the importance of gratitude, and the necessity of leaning on something bigger than yourself. Character grows when the ego shrinks, and struggle humbles you in ways comfort never can. Every difficult season leaves behind lessons that success can't teach. You discover who you can trust, what you truly value, and what you are willing to fight for. You also find out who you are when all the masks come off. That is the essence of character, authenticity born through adversity. The next time life challenges you, don't curse the struggle. Don't resent the pain. Look at it as the workshop where your soul is being sculpted. Every trial, every heartbreak, every setback is an essential part of the blueprint that forms your inner strength, your wisdom, and your resilience, preparing you to handle the next level of life. When you are chasing something big, when you are stepping into your purpose, the first thing you will notice is that people will doubt you. They will look at your plans and shake their heads. They will ask questions that make you second-guess yourself. Sometimes it'll be family, sometimes friends, and sometimes strangers who feel entitled to your business. But their doubt doesn't define your potential. The truth is, doubt is more about them than it is about you. People project their fears onto others because they are afraid to step into their own greatness. When they say you can't, it's often because they don't believe they could. Their lack of vision is not a limitation for you. It's just a reflection of what they see in themselves. There will be moments when you hear, you are crazy, it'll never work, or who do you think you are? And if you let it, those words can sting. They can make you pause, hesitate, and doubt your own path. But the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who doesn't is how they respond to the doubt of others. You either let it hold you back or you use it to fuel your determination. Some of the most successful people you admire were doubted relentlessly. They were laughed at, criticized, and told they would fail, and yet they kept moving forward. You have to learn to be comfortable in that discomfort. Let the doubters talk while you quietly work, because your results will speak louder than their opinions ever could. Doubt can actually be a blessing. It forces you to prove to yourself what you already know, that you are capable. Every time someone doubts your abilities, it's an opportunity to rise above, to show that faith in your vision outweighs the skepticism around you. The key is to stay focused on your goals, not on their disbelief. Remember, the world will always have naysayers. The people who should be rooting for you might not understand your journey, and that's okay. Your responsibility isn't to explain yourself to everyone. It's to stay committed, keep showing up, and continue building what you were called to build. Doubt is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be limiting. When you start to see the doubters as background noise instead of obstacles, your confidence grows. You will realize that their skepticism isn't a measure of your ability. It's an invitation to rise above. Let their doubt motivate you, not stop you. And you will discover the kind of resilience and focus that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Life has a way of closing doors that you thought were meant for you. You plan, you work, you pray, and just when you think everything is aligned, it falls apart. At first, it feels like the end, like the universe is against you. But the truth is, what seems like a setback is often the beginning of something greater. Think about the moments when you didn't get that job, when that relationship ended, or when a big opportunity slipped through your fingers. In the heat of disappointment, it's hard to see the bigger picture. It's easy to believe life is unfair, that you are being punished. But every setback carries a hidden purpose. It's a setup for the next step, the next level, and the next breakthrough. Some of the greatest successes in life were born from moments of failure. People who seem to have it all didn't start at the top. They stumbled, fell, and got back up countless times. Each setback taught them lessons that no easy victory ever could. Every obstacle they faced was laying the groundwork for the triumph that was coming. When you experience disappointment, it's tempting to focus on what you lost instead of what's being prepared for you. But setbacks are redirecting you, often towards something better than you could have imagined. They force you to adjust, rethink, and grow. They create resilience, sharpen vision, and build the character necessary for success. A setback can feel like rejection, but it's often a sign that you are not yet ready for what's ahead. It's life's way of saying, not yet, but soon. You are being positioned, shaped, and prepared for a door that, when it opens, will change your life in ways you can't see right now. Every time life throws you off course, there is an opportunity to gain clarity. You learn what truly matters, who is genuinely in your corner, and what you are capable of enduring. The temporary pain is the tuition fee for the wisdom and strength that will serve you for the rest of your journey. The key is to refuse to stay down. Setbacks are not the final chapter. They are part of the story that's building toward your success. Every missed opportunity, every failure, and every heartbreak is aligning you for something bigger, better, and more meaningful than what you had originally imagined. Life will often test you not with external obstacles, but with your own mind. You will wake up some mornings tired, uninspired, and overwhelmed. The temptation to quit, to stay in bed, to ignore your responsibilities will scream at you. But this is where discipline steps, and discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality, especially when emotion tells you to stop. Feelings are tricky. They can motivate you one day and cripple you the next. One moment you feel excited and unstoppable. The next, fear, doubt, or exhaustion sets in. If you let emotions drive your decisions, your path will be inconsistent. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward, even when your heart and mind are at odds. Think about the nights you had to push through exhaustion just to meet a deadline, or the mornings you forced yourself to work out even when every part of your body screamed, rest. Those moments weren't easy, but they made all the difference. Consistency isn't born from motivation. It's born from showing up day after day, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline allows you to create momentum when the world feels heavy. It turns small, uncomfortable actions into massive results over time. You will start noticing that the people who achieve the most aren't always the most talented or lucky. They are the ones who refuse to let emotion dictate their actions. Life will throw frustration, disappointment, and pain at you, and your emotions will want to respond with anger, fear, or surrender. Discipline is the control that allows you to pause, think, and act in alignment with your goals instead of reacting impulsively. It is the quiet power that separates those who reach their potential from those who fall short. Every decision you make in the heat of emotion has consequences, but discipline ensures those decisions serve your future rather than sabotage it. The small victories, choosing work over laziness, patience over anger, consistency over comfort, compound into an unstoppable force. Discipline is your secret weapon. Even when you don't feel motivated, when you cultivate discipline, life becomes less about waiting to feel ready and more about taking action despite your feelings. Emotion will fluctuate, but discipline is steady. It's the skill that allows you to rise above fleeting moods, push through resistance, and continue building the life you are meant to live, one committed step at a time. It's easy to blame life when things go wrong, when you lose a job, when relationships fall apart, when opportunities slip through your fingers. It's tempting to point fingers at the world, at circumstances, at fate. But the truth is, blaming life keeps you stuck. It keeps you powerless, waiting for someone or something else to fix what only you can change. Every time you say, life is unfair, or why me, you are giving away your power. Life isn't perfect, and it never promised to be, but your reaction to it is what determines your future. You can spend decades pointing fingers, or you can spend that same time taking control and proving that nothing outside of you can dictate your destiny. The reality is that life will never hand you a perfect situation. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and disappointments. Waiting for life to be fair before you act is a trap. You have to learn to move forward, even when circumstances are chaotic. Even when the deck seems stacked against you. Your growth happens not despite the challenges, but because of them. Blaming life often feels like relief. It's easier to say, it's not my fault, than to face the responsibility of action. But that comfort is fleeting. Every day you spend pointing fingers is a day wasted. a day further from the person you could become. True power comes when you stop assigning blame and start making choices that move you forward. Think about the people who succeed. They aren't the ones who had perfect lives. They are the ones who refuse to let imperfections define them. They take ownership of their responses. They learn from setbacks, and they keep walking forward when everything inside them says stop. That's the difference between blaming life and living life. Blaming life also robs you of perspective. When you focus on what went wrong, you miss the opportunities hidden in the struggle. The very obstacles you resent may be the stepping stones to your greatest achievements. Every challenge can teach you something if you stop fighting it and start learning from it. You have a choice in every situation: remain a victim of life or become the master of your response. Life will throw storms, betrayals, and disappointments at you, but the person who refuses to blame will always find a way through. Your ability to take responsibility for your journey is what sets the strong apart from the weak. When life gets heavy, when everything around you seems to be falling apart, faith becomes the anchor that keeps you steady. It's not about seeing the path clearly. It's about believing that a path exists even when the darkness is thick. Faith is what allows you to take steps forward when fear screams at you to stop. Faith doesn't erase the storm. It doesn't suddenly make problems disappear. What it does is give you the strength to endure, the clarity to keep moving, and the courage to believe that the struggle has purpose. Without faith, hard times can crush your spirit. With faith, they can refine it. Think of the moments when everything seemed hopeless, bills piling up, doors closing, dreams slipping away, and you still found a way to keep going. That was faith in action. You may not have known how it would all work out, but you believed it would, and that belief carried you through. Faith often works silently, in the quiet corners of your heart when no one is watching. Hard times test your belief. They challenge what you hold on to and try to convince you that giving up is easier. But faith pushes you beyond what's visible. It whispers, keep moving, keep trusting, keep believing, even when your mind is screaming doubt. Faith is the bridge between despair and breakthrough. Faith also teaches patience. It reminds you that timing is rarely on our schedule. You may not see results immediately, but believing in something bigger than yourself allows you to wait without losing hope. Every delay, every challenge, every setback is part of the process that faith helps you navigate without losing your direction. The beauty of faith is that it doesn't depend on circumstances. You can feel weak, scared, or uncertain, but faith doesn't require perfection. It requires trust, consistency, and a willingness to move forward even when you cannot see the full staircase. Faith is the fuel that turns trials into triumphs. Faith is the difference between being defeated and being refined. When life hits hard, it's faith that allows you to stand when you'd rather fall, to keep believing when everything seems lost, and to keep moving toward what you cannot yet see but know in your heart is possible. Life is hard, but it becomes almost unbearable when you surround yourself with the wrong people. Some people drain your energy, steal your joy, and plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Others lift you, push you forward, and remind you of the strength you sometimes forget you have. Choosing the right people to walk with you is more important than almost anything else in life. You have likely experienced this before. People who should have been in your corner, the ones you trusted, ended up holding you back. Maybe they doubted your dreams, criticized your efforts, or didn't believe you were capable. Their negativity can sneak into your thoughts, making you question your own abilities. That's why who you allow close to you matters. The right people don't just celebrate your victories. They prepare you for the battles ahead. They tell you the truth when it's hard to hear, encourage you when you want to quit, and push you to be better than you think you can be. These are the people who make the journey possible because they remind you that you are not alone in your struggles. You can't force someone to support your vision if they are not built to understand it. Some people are in your life for a season, and some are in it for a reason. Part of maturity is learning to recognize the difference and to invest your energy wisely. When the wrong people leave, it makes space for the right ones to enter. There will be times when you feel isolated, even abandoned, but that's often a blessing in disguise. The right people will show up exactly when you need them, and their influence can be the difference between giving up and rising higher than you thought possible. Surround yourself with those who inspire, uplift, and challenge you. The wrong company will try to keep you small. They will tell you your dreams are unrealistic, make fun of your ambition, or expect you to settle for mediocrity. But when you align yourself with people who reflect the energy you want to create, you start to see doors open, solutions appear, and confidence return. Every choice about who you allow close to you shapes your life. Every influence you accept impacts your mindset, your goals, and your resilience. Choose wisely, because in life's hardest moments, the right people are the ones who keep you moving, who remind you of your purpose, and who give you the courage to face whatever comes next. Life has a way of forcing you to start over, whether you like it or not. Jobs end, relationships fail, dreams shift, and suddenly everything you built feels like it's gone. Most people panic in those moments, afraid of the unknown, clinging to what's familiar. But starting over is not failure. It's an opportunity to rebuild stronger, smarter, and wiser. When you lose something, it's tempting to see it as the end of your story. You replay every mistake, every missed opportunity, every moment you could have done better. But the truth is, the past is a teacher, not a prison. Starting over allows you to take what you have learned and apply it in a way that moves you closer to the life you are meant to live. Starting over requires courage. It's uncomfortable, intimidating, and sometimes humiliating. People around you may question your decisions, and even your own doubts can be loud. But the people who embrace new beginnings understand that growth often comes from letting go of what no longer serves you and stepping into the unknown with faith. There's power in fresh starts. They allow you to reevaluate your priorities, identify what truly matters, and eliminate distractions that hold you back. Starting over doesn't erase your past. It enhances your future by giving you clarity, focus, and determination that you didn't have before. Many people fear starting over because they equate it with losing time. They think they are behind, that others are ahead, that the opportunity has passed. But the reality is, life doesn't have a countdown. It has timing. Every new beginning is perfectly timed to prepare you for the life that's waiting for you. When you embrace the process of starting over, you begin to see that endings are often disguised blessings. What feels like a failure at first can lead to doors you never even imagined. You gain resilience, you discover hidden talents, and you cultivate a strength that only comes from building from scratch. Starting over is not easy, but it's necessary for growth. It tests your resolve, stretches your vision, and forces you to become a better version of yourself. Every successful person has had to start over at some point, and each time they did, they became stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling what life would throw at them next. So many people live their lives carrying the weight of yesterday. They replay mistakes, regrets, and failures like they are permanent tattoos on their soul. They let a single moment, a single choice, or a single failure dictate who they are today. But your past is not your identity. It's a lesson, a reference point, and a stepping stone toward who you are meant to become. Every person has a story full of regrets. Maybe you made decisions that hurt you or others, or maybe life simply threw challenges your way that you weren't prepared for. But none of that determines your potential. Your past is not a prison, it's a classroom. What you do with the lessons you have learned